Hello and welcome you all to my YouTube channel Sarkari Dental Doc. And if you have come here, then please do like, share and subscribe my channel, because your one like will motivate me to make more of such videos. Let's get started. So today's topic is fever, which is also known as pyrexia, and we are going to study about its definition and types. Basically, pyrexia is more of a clinical term, so we should be using pyrexia in place of fever to impress our examiner and get good marks in Viva and final clinical examination prof. So we'll be dealing with definition, types and grading. So the definition of fever is elevation of body temperature or physiological condition in which the temperature of body is more than from its normal range. Now, what is this normal range? This normal range we will be dealing in Fahrenheit as well as in centigrade. So in Fahrenheit it is 96 to 99.9 degree Fahrenheit, while in Celsius it is from 36 degree Celsius to 37.5 degree Celsius. You should remember this range because it is usually asked by examiner as well as during your final profs. Now, types based on duration, we have acute, subacute and chronic type of fever. Acute, which resolve within 7 days, and for example it's malaria. Subacute, which takes more than 7 days and less than 2 weeks to get resolved, and for example typhoid. And chronic fever usually takes more than 2 weeks to get resolved, and the best example for this is tuberculosis. Chronic fever do not resolve, like it will take more than 2 weeks, but it's not definite that it will be resolving or not. So basically it won't resolve in less than 2 weeks. Based on pattern of fever, we have continuous fever, remittent fever, intermittent fever and relapsing fever. We have one more type of fever which is known as septic fever, but since I have used Archit Balur as reference, so it's not given in Archit Balur, so we won't be discussing about it. Let's coming to continuous fever. So continuous fever does not fluctuate more than about 1 degree Celsius or 1.5 degree Fahrenheit during 24 hours, and it does not touch baseline. Means the fluctuations will be less than 1 degree, but it won't touch the baseline, and the baseline is 99.9 degree Fahrenheit as I have discussed earlier. And in degree Celsius it's 37.5 degrees Celsius. So the best example of continuous fever is typhoid fever and lobar and gram negative pneumonia and acute bacterial meningitis, but the best example to remember is typhoid, so you should be remembering the same. Now coming to remittent fever, it is defined as the fever with daily fluctuations exceeding 2 degrees Celsius but does not touch the baseline. Means the fluctuations will be greater than 2 degrees Celsius and it won't touch the baseline. Again, the baseline is 99.9 degree Fahrenheit. The best example to remember is infectious disease such as infective endocarditis, rickettsia infection and brucellosis. But you can remember infective endocarditis. Coming to intermittent fever, the fever which is present only for several hours during the day, and remember it does touch the baseline. The best example to remember for this is malaria, and other examples includes pyogenic infections, tuberculosis. There is a characteristic feature of tuberculosis, that is evening rise of temperature, so definitely it would come under intermittent fever. Kala azar, Borrelia. Relapsing fever, recurring fever that is separated by periods with low grade or no fever. Means there will be periods with no fever or low grade fever, and the example to remember is lymphoma, cyclic neutropenia and red bite fever. Now coming to grading of fever, we have normal, mild, moderate, severe and hyperpyrexia. The normal temperature is 98.6 and 100.4 degree Fahrenheit. Now you may ask, the baseline as I have earlier discussed was 99.9 degree Fahrenheit. So how can be 100.4 degree Fahrenheit be a normal temperature? But since it is given in Archit Balur, so you should remember the same. For mild fever, it is 100.4 to 102 degree Fahrenheit. For moderate, it is 102 to 104 degree Fahrenheit. Severe, it is 104 to 106 degree Fahrenheit. And hyperpyrexia is said to be greater than 106 degree Fahrenheit. The reference is Arshid Balur. It's more comprehensive than Kundu, and there's a newer book. It covers both clinical approach as well as theory background, bridging the gap between clinics and textbook. But you can also use Kundu because it is very exam oriented. Long and short cases, frequently asked questions are also given, and it covers clinical methods systematically. So, and then don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Please do like, share and subscribe.